What's up, guys? How's it going? And welcome to the main channel. Today we have a discussion video here, and I know you read this title and you're about to click dislike the video. And before you do that, I ask you to actually listen to my thoughts and opinion about this. You may disagree or agree with the video at the end of the day, and that's fine if you want to dislike the video. But I figure this will be a good time to kind of address this kind of discussion that is going around. Now, if you haven't been keeping up with the latest news, just to give you kind of like a preface, a few weeks ago, Soul Hackers 2 was announced, and this is a very big news because the Devil Summoner series or the Soul Hackers series hasn't had a new game in a really long time, like a really long time, and it does look like Atlus recently does look like they are trying to bring back the series. And now this is a pretty cool series, a really actually beloved series by a lot of fans. And there's been a lot of discussion around the style of the video game of this new kind of facet of the Megaten series. Soul Hackers 2 kind of looking more of we'll say modern anime game. Have you seen things like Persona, the Persona series, or maybe some other series out there that you played, like Digimon, or any of that kind of stuff? It does kind of give you a different vibe of a different style of series, and a lot of people have pointed this out in a really negative manner. I think it's really interesting seeing this discussion because I feel like it comes every time Atlus announced a new modern game. It came out when they announced Shin Megami Tensei 4. That's right. The beloved Shin Megami Tensei 4 got shit for the same thing. So, of some of you guys that are new into the series, don't start with this. This same discussion happened when Shin Megami Tensei 4 was announced. The same thing happened again when Persona 5 was a thing as well. The same discussion happens every single time a new game gets announced. Shin Megami Tensei 5 recently had a similar discussion as well, as far as the design of the character or like some of the new demons and everything. So yeah, every once in a while, every time that we get a new Atlus games, I think this kind of discussion as far as like it's too anime resurfaces, and I think it's really interesting. For once, I don't really think that it matters too much the style changes. I think it's actually pretty good that the style changes. And look, if you look at the style of any Shin Megami Tensei game, no two Megaten games look alike. Look at something like Shin Megami Tensei. Well, maybe the ones that are kind of either a sequel or are made on the same engine. They look obviously alike because they're made on the same engine and have the same assets. But if you look at something like Shin Megami Tensei 2 and Shin Megami Tensei 3, there is a significant difference on style, tone, character design. I mean, you name it. There are very different games. If you give it to a unknown, somebody that just doesn't know anything about Megaten, and you gave him Shin Megami Tensei 2 and then Shin Megami Tensei 3 and tell them, hey, this is the same series, this is actually one game next to the next game, they wouldn't really believe you. If you look at Shin Megami Tensei 3 to Shin Megami Tensei 4, same thing. There's a very significant change on art style design, music, tone, character design. A lot of different stuff are really significant different from one to the other, and that's actually one thing that I actually like about Megaten. How many series out there, how many games do you see that they look literally exactly the same? Look at the Call of Duty franchise, look at the like Madden, look at all these sports games that come out every year, or like look at the series like you name it. There's so many series out there that look exactly the same. I mean, hell, the Pokemon fans always complain about how like this is what I want, this is not what I want, and so on and so forth. I think that we are actually so fortunate as a kind of fan series where we actually get significant improvement or changes on the style of the game. Every single game comes with its own tone and style. I mean, I can't think of like so many games that are like similar on tone or style to each other. Sure, a lot of the Megaten games are in the more dark, edgy style, but I mean, you look at something like the Soul Hackers, for example. So original Soul Hackers or the new Soul Hackers, there are some differences in those two. Same things with Strange Journey, or like there's just so many games out there. They all have their own unique style to them, and I actually really appreciate that a lot. I think there's a lot of fans that I seem disgruntled, and I don't really understand. Maybe this because you have, maybe the old style is more appealing to you. Maybe the art style for one series is more appealing to the next one, or like something like that. I get that, but I think there's also something to be said about having a series such as Megaten, which evolves with every single iteration. This is good. I don't want to play the same game I already played 10 years ago, 5 years ago. I want to change. I want something different. Trust me, I've been there. I've been a fan of some series where they never really improved or changed over time. And I really think that maybe fans are not looking at it the right way. Now, the biggest thing, I think the biggest elephant in the room in this particular discussion is the game isn't out yet. In fact, we only seen one trailer for Soul Hackers, and so there's really not much to say about this game. I mean, we seen the trailer, we see the character design, but there's really barely anything to kind of grasp from. There is an interview that came out, and some people, I guess it made him more upset, if you will, and then there was some other stuff that kind of was shown and everything, and through like another kind of reveal thing they did recently in another magazine, and I don't really understand a lot of stuff, and I am fine with the art style design. I don't really particularly have like a, oh, it's too anime or anything like that. It's all anime, guys. 90s, 80s. I started watching anime like since the moment I was a child, and I seen anime like from the 80s and the 90s, and to me anime itself has evolved in different styles, and I don't think it's ever been kind of like being brought up by by anime fans as far as like, oh, this is not anime or this is too anime or something like that. I think at the end of the day, it's all anime. Like even Devil Summoner from like Soul Hackers from like the 90s, that's still anime. Like, I'm sorry, it's maybe a different style of anime that you like more, but that's still anime. It's like there's no difference between one or the other. To me, it looks still like it's a different art style, but it's still anime. Like I don't really see much of a difference in that. But anyway, that is pretty much my 2 cents here. I think the change is good. I can't tell you much about the game because there's not much to say about the game itself. Without playing a game, I really don't have where to go from here, and I think that's where a lot of people are missing the point. The game is not out yet. It's really hard to kind of tell you, hey, you know, this is why I think about a game that I haven't played or anything like that. I feel like there's a lot of people that are really quick to dismiss a game when the game isn't even out yet. It's a really odd experience because you see this a lot nowadays with a lot of different series, people's reactions to things and everything like that. I'm like, yeah, that's I see your point, but also the game isn't out yet, so it's really hard to kind of see your point when there's nothing to compare it to. You know, like you can compare it to the 1990 Soul Hacker game, but in reality, there's nothing as far as like the new game to kind of see and everything. But anyway, that is my thoughts here and feelings. Let me know in the comments down below how do you feel about this. I know there's gonna be an intense discussion about this. Take it easy, guys. I'm just trying to kind of tell you guys my opinion about this and everything, which you may or may not disagree with. Thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. But before we end this video, I want to thank all the members: Miko, Another Fox, Demicro, H2DK, King Narukami 45, Ethan McNeil, and Rising Oblivion. Thank you so much, guys, for your support. I couldn't make these videos without your help.